Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. Today I have my niece Maggie, and Maggie's nervous. So this will be interesting. Maggie's going to make a recipe that I have made in the past, but I'm going to change it because I didn't like the crust. And I'm sorry, it was a Pioneer Woman recipe and I didn't like it. So it's called caramel apple crumb pie. And the thing I didn't like was the crust. I've made a lot of pies, and the crust that goes with her recipe just did not hold together, and I had to piece it around, and it was just not fun. The pie tasted great, but the crust was awful. So we're going to use my normal crust recipe that I would normally use in a pie, but we've added just a little bit of difference to that too. So Maggie's going to start off with, she's measured in her bowl 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and then what we've added that's changed it a little bit, she added a teaspoon of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And she's just going to mix those together lightly with her. And she's going to talk to me.
So before this started, I told Tracy that I hadn't made a pie crust on my own since home ec in high school.
And we won't say how many years ago that was.
Nope.
Okay, so that's mixed together, so it's just kind of a ecru color. So to that we're going to add our shortening, and it's a cup of Crisco. Yeah, nice and fattening.
I love to just eat Crisco.
Oh, you're kidding! Do you really?
No, it was a joke.
Oh, I was gonna say, you are honored that I thought you were. You're gonna use the pastry blender to cut that in. I can only add it so much. So she's gonna cut that into the flour and make it like pea size. I'm gonna cut it in and make it pea size. And we preheated the oven to 375.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm back.
Are you sure?
Sure. Okay, I want to tell you a story too.
Is it appropriate?
Mom, do you remember, I think it was 3rd grade, who was that teacher?
Okay.
3rd grade. Anyway, I got up in front of the class to do a presentation, and I laughed through the entire thing. When I get nervous, I get giggly. I laughed through the entire thing. And I got a really bad grade.
I bet you did. A half a cup of cold water, and
Vinegar.
it has a teaspoon of vinegar in it. That just helps make the pie crust a little flakier.
Okay.
So you want to work that in?
Yes. So when I get nervous, I get
Giggly?
giggly.
Is that why you can't sing for us anymore?
Yes, probably.
Probably. Okay, and we have a cutting board out here that we're going to go ahead and flour here in just a second. So you want to take a little bit of that flour and just put it on there. Now, if I were at home, I would use my pastry cloth, but we're at Jenny's beautiful home. I did this the other day, and I cut myself on a pastry blender. There's a reason they say cut in the flour or the shortening. I saw you, Crystal. I'm just ignoring you.
Is that enough flour?
You'll want it over because you're going to make this the size of.
Oh, you said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Being a little stingy with the flour.
That's right. And this will actually make 2 pie crusts, and we won't need both of them, so we can always set the other one aside and use it some other time. Or I like to just roll it out and bake it on a cookie sheet and eat the pie crust.
I remember eating pie crusts like this. Mom would be making a pie, and I just like to eat it.
So you really do like Crisco?
I do. I love Crisco.
Okay. So you're going to use your rolling pin
Okay.
and roll that out. And if you need to add a little more flour, then you do it, and just gently. You're not
like the Hulk.
beaten and then go the other direction, so that it makes it a circle. Now I would put a little more flour on because you're going to stick to your rolling pin. And if you have to re-roll, go the other direction. You're making a circle. Okay, so if you have to re-roll your dough, it usually gets a little tougher, so it's better not to have to do it over and over. Yep. I have a rolling pin collection. Well, the other day I got the one off the top. It's on the top of my refrigerator. And the other day I got the one that I use the most often off the top of the refrigerator. And I knew the rack, it's in a wine rack. I knew the rack had scooted forward a little bit, but I didn't think it scooted very much. Well, Ron, my husband, came home and he was going to get something out of the refrigerator. And the whole rack fell on him. And hit him in the face and bounced off the floor and hit him in the shin. And he was not happy with me because I knew it had scooted. I just didn't think it mattered.
Not
You got
quite,
it?
or you think that's...
Okay, so if you're curious to know, we have a deep dish pie plate.
Okay.
We'll
not
go all the
quite
way. The
on
edges need a little more.
I like it. It's cute.
What's cute?
The
My
rolling
your
pin.
little rolling pin.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to show you a little trick now to get it? So if we did a good job and it didn't stick, we're going to be able to fold it in half. Got a little stickage there. Is that a word, stickage? It is now, yep. And then we're going to bring our pie plate over to it and get your thumbs under it. And it's still sticking to the board. We didn't flour it quite good enough. And then we're going to get your thumbs under, and then you're going to lift it over to your pie plate. Okay, so Maggie made her pie crust, and it was the only difference to the normal flaky pie crust is we added nutmeg and cinnamon to it, and we rolled that out and put it in our pie plate. And now she's going to make the filling for this caramel crumb apple pie. And so in her bowl, she has a 1/4 cup of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 cup of sugar. And to that, she's going to add, it comes out to be about 6 or 7 cups of sliced apples. And we put about half of a juice lemon in there to kind of keep the apples from browning too much because we've been taking a while. Okay. So she's going to mix those together and get them all coated with the sugar and the flour. The flour makes the thickening. And we use Granny Smith apples. I like the tartness of Granny Smith better.
That's what I use when I make apple crisp.
Me too. Okay, so dump that into, let me get that piece of peel, your shell. Yep, spread that out a little bit. And all she has left to do before this goes in a 375-degree oven is to make the topping that's going to go over this. This is the crumb part. So we have 12 tablespoons of butter that have been chopped up. You want to kind of tilt that so they can see that. 12 tablespoons of butter with 1/2 cup of flour, and she's going to cut that in to make it kind of crumbly. Don't run your finger across that. I'm telling you, you'll cut yourself. I'm going to use this to scrape it. Got it? I heard a chef say once that you use unsalted butter for everything except your toast.
Huh.
And I don't know that I agree with that because I use salted on some things, but it is kind of a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So she gets that broken up. What she's going to add to it, we've already pre-measured. We have 1 cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of quick cooking oats, a 4th teaspoon of salt, and a 4th teaspoon of salt in the rest of our crumb mixture.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yep.
You're a yep nope again, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
And so she's going to mix that in. You can
With
just use the knife if you want to.
this is my favorite part of the pie.
Oh, mine too. Like we said with apple crisp, I double my the oatmeal part of it, brown sugar, just because I like it really. Okay, so this, she's gonna go ahead and put it evenly over the top of her. You can use your hands if you want to. Your hands are clean. Okay. Now, the only other things that'll have to go on this after it bakes for an hour in that 375 oven is we'll add our chopped pecans and we'll add some caramel sauce over the top of it, and that will complete the caramel apple pie.
I'm excited.
Okay, it really is good. Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. On this segment, we've got Maggie, my niece, and she is a workout phenom. Didn't you just win something for working out and toning?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Won a trip to Florida.
yeah.
For an 8-week challenge.
But you took your mom, not your aunt. What's that about?
Oh, I take my mom everywhere.
That's a good thing. So, one of the things that she does is she tries to eat protein over carbs, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so she is going to show us how to make her protein balls, peanut butter balls, whichever. Because you don't have to use the protein, correct?
No, we're not going to use protein today because I was out. I like to put vanilla protein in it just to keep you full longer, but we didn't have it. So,
and if you do use protein, how much do you put in there?
You put 1 cup.
Okay.
1 cup of the certain protein powder that I have. But,
Okay.
Yep.
So go ahead and walk us through this one.
Okay, so we need peanut butter, honey, dry oats, and any kind of little chocolate chips you want. These are dark chocolate. So first, and we actually have salt too, so you just can't hardly see it. I've already got it mixed in. But so we have 1 1/3 cups oats with 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt mixed in. We've got 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. These are dark chocolate. And then we have 1/2 cup of honey.
I'd put more chocolate chips, only but that wouldn't make it as healthy.
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, and then we have 1 1/2 cups of creamy peanut butter.
Could you use chunky peanut butter or just not?
Okay, so we had chunky peanut butter on hand, and I tried, and I even upped the honey a little bit, and they were so dry.
They just won't.
were so dry. So I wouldn't. I would definitely stick with creamy.
Good to know.
But everybody in my family loves these.
Yeah,
Everybody.
it doesn't have to be I'm watching what I eat, and it would be a good snack to have for kids, so they're not getting all the extra carbs.
Yeah, and my kids like to make them too because they're fun to roll in your hands and. So then after you get all of this mixed up, you can form one into a ball and just roll it into your hands and put them in an airtight container and store them in the fridge.
Roughly how many does it make?
I would say this is gonna make 12 to 15.
Okay. Okay. We'll show you what they look like all rolled.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.